Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman. I am your host, and this is Tea with Spirit show. And today's podcast, I'm going to be giving you the tea on people who wrote into my show, Rays of Light, my fans, and I love you and appreciate you so much. Remember, if you have a pressing love question or concern, you can simply write into the show and send your question and your photos to me at celebritypsychicmediumray@gmail.com. Again, that's celebritypsychicmediumray at gmail.com, and then in the subject line of your email put tea with spirit, and then in the body of your email make sure that you're very detailed in the question that you're going to be asking. And also don't forget to include an alias, because if your question is selected each week, I select a couple of questions, a couple of people who write in, and if I go ahead and give you the tea from spirit, it's all confidential and anonymous. And also, remember that these are for entertainment purposes only. None of the advice that I give you should be substituted for any professional advice, legal advice, financial advice, medical advice. That's the disclaimer that I need to say in the very beginning. But this is, a true connection to spirit regardless. And so we're going to get into it. All right. So we're going to get into the next, the first viewer. And this is coming from, let's see here. Well, let me tell you what the person says. She says, "Hello, Ray. I just want to say I love your videos and your insights. My alias is Alexandria." Hi, Alexandria. She says, "So I'm currently talking to a guy right now named Michael, okay, and I feel as if he isn't exactly what I want in a relationship. Now, he has shared info with me that I'm not fully comfortable with. Granted, he has been trying to talk to me for the past few years, and I always thought he wanted one thing. I do live with an autoimmune skin disorder, and I feel like this is preventing me to live my life, my love life of the man of my dreams. A few years ago, there was a guy named Earl, and I come across on social media. We spotted each other on campus, and we never got a chance to meet each other. And I felt a strong magnetic connection with him when we both looked at each other. I keep thinking about him all the time. Is he my soulmate, or will we see each other again? Or the first guy?" Okay, so you actually have two people that you're asking on. Let me look at your photograph. So when I'm doing these, I look at you. You're very sweet. You have a lot of positive energy. I feel like, though, you are going to always attract different kind of vibrations to your energy field as someone that is very intuitive. And I also feel like you are an empath. So you feel things very deeply on a very deep level. And you have to protect yourself, because a lot of these guys, let me look at Michael. So with Michael, yeah, he is someone that can be funny. He's good looking. He is somebody that, could end up, being very good to hang out with, maybe have some fun with, if you wanted to take it to that level. But I don't feel like he, at the end of the day, is ready for any kind of long-term or serious relationship. I actually feel like he goes through life evading real life situations and problems. And so there's a certain level of immaturity, even though I would feel like he's in his late 20s or early 30s. There's a certain level of immaturity. And I feel like even though you feel comfortable, I feel like even though you may not feel comfortable, there's something there that you are kind of like clinging to, and you can do so much better. And that's coming from spirit. I feel like, you and him are very much like twin flames and mirrored souls. So a twin flame is like a mirrored soul. That's how I like to describe it. It's basically two people that have shared a past life together, that have had some of the same experiences, some of the same outcomes, and they kind of understand each other on a very deep and intimate level. But the problem with that is that, again, they are mirroring each other. And when people mirror each other, there begins to become some kind of conflict that ensues. Basically, it could be, that person feels like maybe you're reading too much into a situation, or you're both exaggerating when there's an issue that comes up or creeps up, or that you're too clingy, and one, twin flames begins to kind of run away from the other twin flame. They start creating this cat and mouse game, or this distance. You could be ghosted, and then you could feel some kind of way and then kind of forgive that person, but you're always going to think about him. And I feel like you're going to always think about Michael, but I don't feel like he's a good person to actually put your time and energy with. Now let me look at Earl. Earl is so much better. He is got his feet on the ground. He has a brighter energy, less heavy. I feel like he's more honest than Michael. And I feel like, you should maybe stir up a conversation if you see him. I do feel like he is a good person even to have as a friend. Although these two guys that you have sent in photographs, I don't see anything concrete happening with them. I honestly feel like you have to be more comfortable with your skin, and that's okay, because I go through the same thing, being someone that had diabetes, someone that's always struggled with weight, and I've always, ask myself, is that the case? Or because I'm psychic, people look at me at a certain way and they don't find me attractive or whatnot. And I think that's the same thing for you. I feel like you're in your mental thoughts like a lot, and you're always kind of questioning, double guessing yourself, because you have this autoimmune disorder, and not only that, just the exterior. I don't feel like you always feel like you're pretty, and you really are. And I feel like other people see your beauty, but if you don't see it and you don't radiate that confidence, it's not going to happen. You're not going to attract the right person. So I honestly feel like you need to make more eye contact when you're out in public. Forget the old concepts that if you're a female, you can't make the first move, because that is so antiquated. That train of thought is so antiquated. We live in the 2020, hello, and there are a lot of women that are more aggressive. Now, I'm not saying for you to jeopardize or to put aside your morals or your upbringing, but I do feel like a lot of it was social conditioning coming from your parents or from family members that has kind of socially conditioned you to kind of feel a little bit more timid and believing that the man should make the first move, when you can actually, not necessarily have to go up to him and be like, hey, you want to go out, or something, or you want to, here's my number, call me. You don't have to do that. You can simply smile and make eye contact with the person and ask them how they're doing, and just, take it from there. It's baby steps, but really and truly, I feel like you're ready for love. You really are. I don't see you single either for the rest of your life. And so those are the kind of fears that I feel like are coming to your mind when I tap into you. You're like, I think I'm going to be single forever. All these people are having children, they're married, they're happily, and I'm here, a single maiden, kind of like, that's kind of how you are processing that energy. And that just needs to change, because I feel like you're destined to be with someone that is, that loves you and that corresponds to your affection. But you have to get past this insecurities and fears that you have. Now, one way of working of that is on self-love and self-care, and also verbalizing how you feel. You can, use color therapy to work on healing, because I feel like a lot of this is also something that you may have gone through in your childhood, and I'll just leave it at that. That kind of has caused some kind of a lot of discord within yourself, and not necessarily loving yourself completely. And I am a big fan of the color pink, and I think for you and your aura, you definitely should work with colors that are pastels, light colors, like a soft pink, a light yellow. Those are going to be good colors in your wardrobe to incorporate. And I also feel like for you should work with morganite, which is a stone of love. It's not for everybody that I would recommend it for, or even a ruby. I feel like those two, having like a tinge of pink or red, or even a rose quartz would be good for you to work with. And also just work on being more confident. Remember, if you see someone and you feel kind of like you like them, but you're kind of nervous, you're never going to know what they're thinking. A lot of the times we tend to spend our time in our life assuming that we know the thoughts of other people when we really don't. It's a lot of our ego coming in and self-sabotaging ourselves. So again, if you can work on those little things, and it's baby steps, and tell yourself that you're beautiful, every day. I know that may sound to some people that are listening kind of like shallow and narcissistic, but it's far from that. Self-love and being positive is something that we all could use. So I really want to thank you for writing in, sweetie. I want to thank you so, so much. And I wish you all the best. And I know that your knight in shining armor is coming within 18 months or less. I really, really feel that. I see it. I feel like you're ready. You just need to get that, bolster that confidence. All right. All right. Thank you so much for writing in, Alexandra. Until next time, love and light. All right. So now we're going to get into the next person. The next person that wrote in is Zelda. Okay, and Zelda says, let's see here. Hi Ray, I'm a long time listener. I love listening to your voice at night. Thank you so much. She says, there's something so relaxing about it. A little about myself. I've always seemed to pick up the wrong ones. I always seem to get hurt. I've started to believe and think that my life is better without the drama and the bullshit that comes with the relationship. Girl, you're preaching to the choir. I can tell you that. She says, every time I put myself out there, I always regret it. Is there someone for me, or am I just destined to be alone for the rest of my life? I feel like the universe just doesn't want me to be happy. That I must have done something in my past life to deserve this. As I sit here with tears and welling up in my eyes, I'm on the edge of giving up on love. Thank you for your videos. There's something comforting about your voice. Thank you so much, sweetheart, and thank you for writing in. When I tune into you, I feel like you're a little rough around the edges. I feel like you operate more out of your divine masculine. I can see that coming through very, very strongly. I also feel like you definitely did go through some past life pain. You're absolutely correct when you said that. And I feel like in many ways that you feel like, doomed. But I feel like what you're doing is not necessarily operating out of the divine feminine, and we have to have a balance there. So for you, it's going to be like what Spirit is saying is like an external transformation. Your hair, makeup, your wardrobe, you're going to go through some kind of change. And when you do that, you're going to be led, whether it's changing your hair to another color, adding a little bit of lip gloss. I feel like you're much more like the tomboy. When I look at your photograph, I can tell your energy is very masculine when it comes through. It's not that you're a male, you're definitely, female, but the energy wise, we all have a duality of feminine and masculine energy. And with you, I feel like you operate more out of the divine masculine, meaning that men are necessarily not going to see you as the girl next door that they would like to date. They're going to see you kind of like the buddy that they would like to hang out and watch football games with, or just to come and cry on your shoulder, as if you were one of the buds and have a beer and hang out. For you, I feel like there's a refinement and a process and a spiritual awakening that you're going to be going through. But you have to kind of shift your mentality, because I feel like you're holding on to some other family issues and a lot of pain from your family side that I feel like are you have it's almost like a spider web of energy on you. And so you're going to be benefiting from long distance Reiki healing or Reiki healing done in person from someone. They need to focus on your solar plexus, on your heart chakra, and those two areas. I feel like if you can get them worked on and get that balance, if you can get some balance on that, you're going to feel a lot better emotionally, physically, and also spiritually. So for you, that's going to be very, very important. And then, I also would like for you to maybe explore online dating and go to a photographer and get some glamour shots, and then update your profile. It's like going out and making a lot of women that are tuning in, they're like, well, why should I have to change who I am? Why can't they accept me as I am natural? Because guys think with their hormones, and I'm just going to be very serious. Not all men are like that, but a lot of men are very much about the aesthetic and the physical appearance. Even though when the makeup is off, and people are couples together, men tend to not be judgmental, but the fact of the matter is they're looking at it, accessorize with some jewelry. And I'm not saying that you should change who you are, because you're beautiful as you are. But sometimes we have to put, just like you have a vehicle, you're not going to run the vehicle all the time just the way that it is, and never refine it or go ahead and fine tune it and give it a checkup, an oil change, and maybe clean the car ever so often, make it shine with some wax. And I'm using these as analogies. The same thing with ourselves, as women that are listening out there, and I'm a guy giving you this advice that but as women out there listening, know your self-worth, that you doesn't take away from you. It doesn't make you fake if you wear makeup or you want to beautify yourself in some way. That's you investing your time and energy, and you have to do it for yourself, not for other people, not for a guy to attract love. But sometimes when we go that far and we put the time and effort into ourselves and loving ourselves unconditionally, it opens up people's eyes. And I feel like with you've kind of like wanted to be invisible among the dating scene or among with men. When you see someone that's attractive, you're like, that person's never could be for me. Like, I don't feel like that person could ever, see me in the same way that I see them. So you have, again, a lot of inner dialogue going on, a lot of inner dialogue, a lot of things that you need to heal, that you need to let go of from your past, that I'm not going to get into. Again, this is very personal, but a lot of other spiderweb energy is surrounding you, and I feel like it's a lot of infliction of pain and painful memories and just like anger at the world and at the universe. Reconnecting to your faith as well is going to help you. Now, when I say faith, I don't mean religious, but reconnecting to the universe, meditating, having some communication with your spirit guides. All of these things are going to connect you to a greater point where you're going to feel a lot more connected, better, and wholesome, and it's going to attract those people that you want, those men or the man of your dreams that you want. But I definitely feel like you have some work to do, inner work and outer work. And I feel like, I keep it real. And when I mean outer work, I don't mean that like in a derogatory way or to put you down at all. I mean like outer work, like your environment, and not letting people intimidate you in any kind of way, or men, but stand in your power and make changes on the physical side that you feel, that you would like to experiment with, not because I said it, but because you feel like, you want to experiment with it and you feel empowered and called by spirit. Sit with this tea, sit with it, and see, what you can personally do. Even if it's just one thing. I honestly feel like once you're able to get some Reiki healing, it's going to help you so much in just feeling like a brand new person. And actually, attracting the person that you want. But again, try online dating. I feel like that would be a good avenue for you. And for those of you that are asking, that are listening and writing into the show and listening, you're probably saying, well, that's not going to work. That's horrible advice. I've used a lot of online dating and haven't got anywhere. But you cannot shut yourself off of 1 or 2 or 3, 4 experiences. Not every guy or woman out there on the dating scenes or dating apps are like that. There could be someone just like you that is looking for someone like you out there, but you are cutting yourself short by just, being in that mind frame that I'm never going to go back. I mean, just because, you got a bad, a burger, but you typically love burgers at this burger place, you're not going to stop going to that place. If you do, you may go to a different location that is the same company or same chain, but again, you won't stop necessarily. So a lot of people that are on the dating scene, especially on this quarantine, are like off and on dating. Some go on the app, some go off of them, they go incognito, and they never check those apps again. But for you, I feel like you would benefit from doing something nice for yourself, the Reiki, then going and getting some glamour shots and seeing yourself in a different light. I don't feel like you can see yourself in a different light, and you're kind of hiding behind the clothes you're wearing and the actual way that you put yourself together. There is something that like you don't want other people to see your femininity. And again, this is all going back to the divine feminine. And I know that this sounds like rambling much, but I hope that it kind of makes some sense to you. So I want to thank you for writing in, and that was from Zelda. So Zelda, big angel hugs, and thank you so much. I hope this information helped. All right, and our last one is going to be, let me see here, Juliet. All right. So, let me see here. Juliet. The man I'm telling you about is Romeo. So she says, I met Romeo last May, and we had this undeniable chemistry. We went on one date, and walked around the park for 5 hours and talked about life. He kissed me in the rain. Oh my God, so romantic. It is. I'm not like throwing fun or shade or anything. That's so romantic. He kissed me in the rain, and I had goosebumps all over my body every time he touched me. And I think he was afraid because I was what he was looking for. That summer, I went on a vacation, and when I came back, he had a girlfriend. Now, he constantly views my stuff, so I reached out to tell him to stay safe since he's a nurse. We ended up having a long conversation, and he seemed excited to talk to me. I've dreamt of our future child. I have these huge brown eyes, and he has these pretty blue eyes, and the baby girl in the dream had brown hair and big blue eyes, and I can't help but feel like this is the one who is meant to come back around, and the one who has to learn a lesson before really knowing what he wanted. I'm 26 and he's 30. I'm a Virgo. He's a Taurus. I'm a Scorpio moon and rising, and I believe his is Cancer. All that set aside, I always think of of this one and can't help but wonder if he is for me. I feel like the story has yet to be written. Wow. Well, you're gorgeous, hun. You're very gorgeous. And thank you so much for writing into the show. And he is handsome. Like, he is, you sent me his pic as well. He's really, really handsome and really tall. I can say that you are so sweet. And I feel like you definitely are, there's definitely some chemistry there between you and him. However, I feel like when I tune into him, I feel like, Romeo, I feel like, he's very about the aesthetics. He's very smart, very intelligent, very spiritual, but I also feel like he can be sanctimonious in some ways. And what I get from Spirit is that there was something about the connection that was too intense. Which leads me to believe that this was actually a twin flame. Like, I do these readings, a lot of times I don't see, and a lot of twin flames can end up, being together and having kids later on. For you, I feel like he and you both connected, and you both definitely had a past life together. But I feel like your relationship will be a friendship for now, but in the future, I feel like you will reconnect with this person. I feel like you are both meant to be together in this lifetime as well. And I would never say that unless it is true. However, I don't feel like he has his mind in the right places. And for him, it's all about his work, about his money, and then, having someone that is good in his shoulder for his family. And so I don't know if, his family has a certain type, but I feel like his family may be like a wealthy family or kind of middle class. There's something about the family being very picky and meddling in his affairs and who he would find attractive as a spouse. I also feel like the person that he would be with, this girlfriend, he was thinking of contacting you and reaching back out to you. But that girlfriend that he is with now, that person was very aggressive, and she made her moves, to secure him, if you understand what I'm saying, meaning that there was some chicka bow wow, that kind of chicka bow wow, or however that goes. There was some intimacy on some level, and I feel like that kind of like definitely just like put him in a spell where he only thought about her, and it felt very quickly. But I don't see that lasting because, again, she is very aggressive, very codependent, and very jealous of any other females in his life. He's going to get to a point where he's going to feel stifled, and I feel like he may reach out back to you. There may be like a friendship connection that could blossom later on once he ends with this person. And I feel like she's going to want to get engaged, and she's looking to get pregnant, that to kind of like keep him in her clutches and whatnot. But when people are underhanded like that and are shady, they always end up losing themselves, losing the one that they are clinging onto because the light is exposed. I had a situation where I knew someone that they were dating someone like this, and that person was very, very jealous, and they tried everything in a way to drive a wedge between that other person, who was best friends with this person, and it became a very volatile thing. And they were like, to that person, they were very sweet to the family, friends, everything. They were just like, oh, I'm just like, I'm the best thing, like they could do no wrong, but deep inside on the soul level, the intentions and their masks that they wear very well. I feel like that's how this lady is, and it's not going to last. So I feel like for you, though, you have two options. You can wait out for this person, or you can keep your heart open and your options open and look for someone else. I honestly, as a spiritual advisor, would advise you to not put your life on pause, your love life, for this guy. He is so, he's hot. He is very gorgeous, but you are also very gorgeous, my dear, and you deserve to meet someone. And I feel like you will find someone that is almost a little different than him, and maybe a little bit shorter, but way taller than you. And I feel like he may be someone that works in a corporate world. But I feel like, you need to put yourself out there and keep your options open, because I feel like this person's going to come in before this year is over. And I feel like October and November are very pivotal months. And even this could even happen sooner. But I feel like you may meet him at a beach or some kind of public or like a spa place. I feel like he's very into himself, but not on a shallow or narcissistic way, but very healthy. And I keep getting the initials E and T. So there's something with E and T as the initials. This could be like initials or parts of letters of in his name or whatever. But I definitely get like a Tom, and that's kind of like what I'm getting. Thomas. Hold on to that. But you definitely have somebody else coming in. But like I said, your heart may want, the heart wants what it wants. And so you may end up clinging to this person. But I don't feel like whatever relationship he's in is going to last. And he's going to end up, wanting to reach out to you. But I feel like you will be with somebody else and be happy. And I feel like this guy, if he was so quick to do that, even though she was aggressive, it's no excuse. Like, you deserve so much better. You're not anyone's seconds. And I hate to say it like that, but you're not, and I think when women start, empowering themselves to understand that if that guy, just chose somebody else over you after, that says a lot about themselves and their own ways of thinking. So even though he's hot, he's, handsome, blah, 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 it's not worth, losing yourself in that. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Big angel hugs to you. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're listening to this by hitting the red subscribe button and the notification bell icon on the bottom right hand corner of this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And also follow me on Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray. And also, if you receive tea from Spirit on May 15th, I will be reopening my readings to the public. And so if you want to get on my waiting list, go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net. It's listed here on the screen and in the description box. And then go to the homepage, scroll all the way down to join my waiting list, add your name and your email address, and hit submit. And you'll be added to my my waiting list, and I will notify you by email when I reopen. You guys will be the first to know. So big angel hugs, blessings, and love and light. Until next time, bye.